everyone, today we are talking about Game Jam Session, which are our midterm for Data Technology. Today, Ploy and Kat will present the Miso SIP. What is Miso SIP? Everybody will wonder about it, right? The ideas of the Miso SIP. We choose this Japanese cultural theme because we love to watch Japanese animation. The inspiration of this game are from many animations which are Attack on Titan, Cavalry of the Iron Fortress, and Detective Conan. Because we are interested in Japan, we want to express our interest to the other gamers. While they are playing our games, they will soak up the Japanese culture. About the background story, this game is the story of Samukung, who is a samurai from another town and wants to discover a new land. Then he finds Nakahara. Nakahara is the town in the Nara age, which was alive between 710 to 794 AD. In this age, Japan changes the capital city to Hyōkyō, which is Nara nowadays. Moreover, they built the Todaiji temple, which is located in a big Buddha statue, which is still there right now. Additionally, they have Kofukuji Temple, which is the typical temple of Buddhism. That is the oldest Buddhist temple in Japan, where the culture of eating tofu, miso soup, and sake include a culture that foreigners say that Japan only has started, or in another word, we can call it the basis of Japan. In Nakahara, there are important parts such as Himeji Castle, Japanese shrines in the forest, village, farm, and waterfall. Samukung needs to find 5 pieces of treasure to unlock the next map and pass this map. Here is Todaiji Temple, as you can see on the screen. And here is the Kofukuji Temple. Next, I will talking about the gameplay concept. Our game is a single-player game. The player will play the role of an exhausted samurai, which is the main character in this game. The player needs to find 5 pieces of treasures that are hidden around the map. If the player can collect 5 pieces, they can pass this map and go to the next map. For the UI, we have 3 menus as follows in the screen. For the first one is Start, to start the game. Number 2 is How to play. It is a guidebook to the new player. And the last one is Exit, to exit the game. For the win and loss conditions, the player will win if they can collect 5 bowls of soup or items, or is it a 5 piece of treasure or something like that in 10 minutes. And loss conditions, the player will lose if they cannot collect 5 bowls of soup in 10 minutes. For the fun factors, we have 3 fun factors. The first one is getting to explore the town. The second one is seeing activities going on in all areas across the town. And the third one is finding where the items are. For the aspect of the game feature, this game is single player. The challenge of this game is to find 5 pieces of treasures or the bowl of soup, like I have mentioned, that are hidden on the map. The player had 10 minutes to finish the game. If the player can find 5 pieces of treasures in 10 minutes, they will win the game. If the player can't find the 5 pieces of treasures in 10 minutes, they will lose. For the budget of the project, for the manpower, this game is designed by me, Ploy or Thanaporn, and Try Terrain by Nannaphat or Kat, and Forest Terrain by me or Ploy, Menu by Nannaphat or Kat, Game Coding by both of us, Animation and Sound Coding by Thanaporn or me. Story by Thanaporn and Nannaphat. For the time, we start the game on 5 March and finish on 30 March, so we spent 25 days creating this game. For the next one, requirement explanations. Can you go back to the level design, please? Okay, for the outfits or hard level design, we need cultural theme. Miso soup is set in the traditional Japanese in the age of Nara. In this age, there is the origin of eating miso soup like I have mentioned in the background story. So we designed the game to let the samurai find the 5 miso soup bowls so he can regain his health or his strength. For For the T1E or easy lighting only bake experimentation, we use the lighting in 12 traditional lantern in 12 half in the village area. The point lights are used by placing it on the lantern model and placing it. Like cat, let us see. Thank you, cats. For the third one, for U1E, easy main menu prefab and UI main menu.cs, we have created the main menu system. Our menu will consist of three parts. Can you go back to main menu? Yes. The first part is start with lead to the games. The second part is how to play and a short story of the game. The third part is to exit the game. Can you visit the how to play, please? Here is how to play. Like you will play an Exxon Samurai blah 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 blah, and the controls build ASD chip and space bar as normal. Thank you, Kat. And when you click start, the player need to input the names of the player into the system, like players. And then for the A1E, easy animation which is to create three objects using animator controller. In Miso, we use animator controller using for chicken and foxes in order to make them walk, run, and eat. Cat will let you see the chicken and fox here in the farm, and you can see the chicken is running, eating, walking, and the fox is walking. Yeah, so we use the reusing animator controller to control these characters. For the A2E animation, create three objects with its own animator controller. In Miso, we use our own animator controller in Samukung and Little Samurai in order to make them walk, run, idle, charge, and attack. Cat will let us see the Little Samurai. Here is the Little Samurai. They can walk, run, idle, charge, and attack. They are practicing. Yeah, like you can see here. Can you stay still here for a while? Yeah, like you can see, they are practicing. For A3H, for an hard animation, create a character animator controller for movement 8 direction. For the animator controller for 8 direction movement, we use in controlling the Samu to move in the direction that the player wants to. They can run, they can walk, and yeah. If you stand still, is this idle? Can you stop? Yes, is this idle? Next, Kat will talk about the game level documentation. Could you please?
Thank you, Floy. Now I will talk about the game level documentation. There's only one level in our game where the size of turn is 128 times square. Since the game's theme is cultural, we decided to create a Japanese themed game. The level can be seen divided into 5 areas. From this view, you can see here is the gate, and there are the village on the top right, and then there's the garden with the huge turn of waterfall in the bottom right, and then the castle on the bottom left, and here's the farm in the middle left, and this is the shrine area. Now you can see there are trees spread around the area, especially in the shrine and the castle. Due to the Japanese theme, the trees consist of variations of sakura, maple, and pines. Now let's explore the area. First is the village area. There are 26 houses divided into 5 rows. The houses all look identical, but some of them are left open to let the player see the inside. Which point has already shown us the lantern inside. Between each houses are lampposts, and between the first and second row of the house are carts with straws placed near a well. And there are also warriors practicing their attacks, which Troy has already shown us in the animator here. And next area is the forest. The forest is at the north of the village. The terrain here contains a long pool of water as a waterfall, surrounded by high terrain hills. Bottom of this area contains a garden and a small shed. Here is the garden and a small shed. The next area is the castle. The castle is at the right of the waterfall. Next area is the castle. The castle area contains the main big castle in the top middle of the area, the guest house in the back row for the servants, and the middle guest house are for the important guests, and the double gate in front of the main castle. The player can walk in the castle area, but they cannot enter the main castle. And in the castle area there are also a pool and a bunch of sakura trees and maples. Okay, let's go to the next area. The next area is the farm. The farm consists of chickens and foxes loitering around, and there are also the tree houses and fields of vegetables. The vegetables consist of tomatoes, carrots, and cabbage. Let's go to the next area. The next area is the shrine. The shrine is on the highest hill area, surrounded by trees and torii that is placed above the door leading to the shrine, near the door. The player can walk up on the hills and see the shrine there. Now, about the item placement. The items are placed across the area to lead the players to explore the area. The first one is the closest to the player, as you can see here. The first one is placed near the player so that the player knows what the item looks like, which is the miso soup on the floor, and what it will be like when they collect the item. Okay, now I will talk about the script. Now I will talk about scripting for the point system and modify point attribute. This is the modify point attribute, and this is the point system. The modify point attribute store the value to all items as 1 per item. Here, it says that when the player collects the item, it will add 1 point to the score. And this is the point system that will show the added score on the UI. And next, this is the game manager, This script allows players to pause by pressing ESC, the escape key, and when the game is paused, they can press the resume, and they can also load the menu and quit game. When the game is paused, the timescale will be reduced to 0. In our game, we have implemented the timer countdown. When the timer is counted to 0, the game will be over. And if the player can collect all the items, then they will win, and the game will lead the player to the winning scene, and the game over will lead the player to the game over scene. This is all of our presentation. Thank you.